don't trust Michael to not screw this up. So it's episode 27 of the margin, not 26, not 25, or 28.
Welcome to episode 29 of the margin.
Today's Saturday, November 2nd. We are recording for some reason. Anyway, we have stuff to talk about with the three.
I mean, we would hope that if we're on a podcast, we have at least one thing to discuss.
You'd be surprised.
You would be surprised. First
We talk about nothing a lot.
We do talk about nothing a lot. Anyways, I'm Michael. My cat is also here.
I'm Aditya. I don't have a pet right here.
I'm Xavier, and I do have a pet, but not in my room, unfortunately. Actually, fortunately, I don't want to deal with that.
My cat just comes in whenever I start talking, because I talk like louder when we're recording.
My God, you are the quietest person on here by far. I did not want to hear it.
Yeah, because
True.
I'm far away from my computer. Okay, that's
I mean,
fair.
Try getting
2 inches
a
from my
mic.
computer, and even I'm louder than you.
Alright. And well, my cat's here. That's fine.
This is great news. I hope this adds to the quality of the recording. So,
It's not. I change it. But
do you want to, as the host of this glorious podcast, discuss what we will be going
Yes.
over today?
I decided to alter the normal schedule. So Windows and Linux first, then the Apple stuff. So
Apple stuff. How descriptive.
yes, there's a lot. So go ahead, Xavier, tell us about Windows and Linux.
Windows recall. So,
Yes.
as you've probably heard over the past few months, really, as they've been rolling out this feature in limited capacities and then delaying it over and over, it is now slated for December. As a part of the Copilot Plus PCs that Microsoft is now going to be selling, or rather, they're making computers for the most part, but they're computers that run Windows. Some of them are going to be Copilot Plus because they have a neural processing unit or an NPU, which is going to run a supposedly local AI model. And the amazing purpose that we need AI for is taking screenshots. Recall takes a bunch of screenshots every few seconds, or every time like a major.
Every 10 seconds, I believe, unless there's a change.
Well, yeah. So if you let
Yeah.
me in a window, it'll take a screenshot, show, oh hey, something on your screen changed, and now I'm doing the hey thing that it always does. So
Call me out on this every time.
yeah. So
He comments on a lot of things I do every time. It's fine.
basically, if it was not Microsoft doing this, it would be considered malware because it's taking a screenshot of everything you do on your computer, and that includes like if you type your bank account information in, it's gonna take a picture of that. It's gonna
Your
store it.
credit card numbers.
Yeah, your credit card number, anything like that.
Sure.
And then it uses an AI model to analyze the text. So it has a textual record of your your social security number or like whatever you type in. And so supposedly Microsoft is going to be encrypting this, and it'll be all local. But I don't trust Microsoft because in the insider, the limited releases they've done it so far, I don't think from what I know, it wasn't encrypted. And you could just the whole idea is that you can on the computer search through your history, unless they're going to make you put in a password. Then anyone who has access to your computer has access to everything you've ever done on it if you use recall.
Which you can't turn on in an intuitive way.
Well, yeah. So
And it's turned on by
Microsoft's policy is, we're Microsoft. We do what we want. We're you
yeah.
swap
and
to
you're
something
gonna
else.
use it anyway.
I mean, what's great about this
I
is
mean,
that
I did, but clearly I used the worst operating system.
well, yeah. You use so we're gonna get
Use
into Apple.
Ubuntu and Mac OS.
We're
The
gonna get
the worst Linux.
You
and the
use
worst
Windows.
operating system.
the worst
I'd rather use Windows than Mac.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into Apple later, but to keep
Right,
it
you
short,
disagree, I know.
they're doing a lot of the same terrible things that have Apple Intelligence. Was leaving it out, like how Recall's not out either, but at least not fully. But they're doing a lot of similar shady things, but because they're Apple, no one cares.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't care. Do whatever you want. I don't know. I'm gonna disable it anyway.
Well, I suppose.
Because there will be an option to disable it.
Well, supposedly, I am on Windows. Unfortunately, I have to be for this recording to work. I don't normally use it, but
Right.
I haven't seen Recall pop up because I have there's an option to just disable all updates for a certain amount of time. I don't want to deal with that right now. Huh?
Aren't you on Tiny 11?
I'm on Tiny 11 here, which still
With
gets
Uncle-
updates, but it doesn't have. So Tiny 11 is like a bunch of scripts you can run on Windows 11 ISO that'll make it like remove all the bloat. So that I don't have Edge or anything installed.
Yay, I support that.
I'm glad I have your approval to do what I want
Yeah.
with my operating system
Wow.
or my
You know
computer.
what? Just because Michael said that he supports it, I don't support it. You should be.
Mercedes
You should have
Edge.
Edge, but never use it, just like me.
So anyway, we were talking about
Stop flying.
recall or something.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
we were talking about Google Pixel.
No,
that was
holy-
last time.
No, what do you mean last time? Oh, never mind.
Did you forget what we did in the last episode? That was like a week or two ago. Like it wasn't.
It was 3 weeks ago. What are you on about?
That's a week or two. That's a couple weeks. Don't worry about it.
Ouch.
You're exactly wrong by 1 week or
Exactly
2.
wrong as opposed to only.
You're wrong
partial.
by 2 weeker one.
No, exactly.
Anyway,
wrong
speaking
implies that-
of,
I'm so confused with this. Exactly wrong implies there is one correct or wrong answer or something.
Exactly.
And there's
anyway,
like
speaking
There's
of
only one
one
correct
or
wrong.
2 weeks, Windows 10, you can pay Microsoft $30 a year and use it until 2028, or use it for whatever the free ISO you have,
the security
like
update
until
thing?
2025. Yeah, and it's only for security updates. Charging for security updates is honestly outrageous.
I mean,
Charging
for
for any
Windows,
updates is honestly outrageous.
in the past, like even Windows XP, because it was still like 10 years ago or whatever, Windows XP was not sufficiently supported by Microsoft anymore. But when like the ransomware attacks were happening, I'm pretty sure they still released a security update for that, just because it was affecting so many people. But
Yeah,
Windows 10 is like not even a 10-year-old operating system. It was 2015, I believe, right?
Yeah.
So
But
now,
to be fair, that's Microsoft then and Microsoft now. Microsoft now would have just said, nah. Should have switched to Windows 11.
Well, now
oh
the
yeah,
now the ransomware is being done by Microsoft
Yeah.
himself, storing all of your information and decrypting it.
oh yeah. Did you see your like help screen where it says, "Oh yeah, my computer can't support this new update for Windows 10," and Microsoft's answer was buy a new computer. It wasn't like,
that
oh,
was
you make it optional. No, just buy a new computer. It's hilarious.
Oh, with this Windows
And
10,
links to Microsoft Store, let me guess.
if Windows 10
No.
isn't going to be
Buy a new computer.
if Windows 10 isn't going to be supported anymore, there's the whole thing about when Windows 11 came out, how a bunch of computers weren't allowed to use it because they didn't have
Oh
like
my god.
you needed very severe requirements. And
Yeah.
it was all unnecessary because people found workarounds pretty quickly, but Microsoft been trying to like crack down on that. So what this means is that if you don't have a very new computer, if you're using Windows 10, there's a good chance you can't upgrade to Windows 11. So you're going to be paying $30 a year or having to buy a new computer because they just
So the $30 a year,
per
I
year.
think it's fine.
What?
Okay. Obviously, ethically not. But like, think about it. You're paying $90 for 3 years of using Windows 10. I think that's not.
You shouldn't pay any money to use an operating system.
That's fair. Fair point. Fair point.
Like
Yeah.
you can't do anything on the computer without it. If you already bought the computer,
Average Mac opinion.
Oh my
yeah, really. Oh yeah, so you
I
want
was
to?
against this before, but then I thought, well, fine.
How do you? What? How do you get to that conclusion?
I don't know.
Are you just that used to paying for software that really should be free? They're just like, you know what, this is fine.
He's
Not
getting
really.
Final Cut for free. That's the reason why he's using Mac.
Hold up,
He's
hold
not
up.
used to paying for it.
Well, he's used to paying $1,800 for his computer.
True. Actually,
Alright.
yeah, it's around 1,800 student discounted. That's it.
It's about.
You know, let's talk about Apple now.
No, let's talk
Wait,
about Linux.
Linux.
No, we're talking about Apple, and we may as well talk about it now.
Alright, speaking of Apple, or
Speaking
whatever.
of the horrid abomination that's called Mac OS.
The
My
Mac
favorite
OS.
OS. It's beautiful.
Is that what
And
it's
it's
called?
amazing.
Oh, with that nomenclature, in the past, like before Mac OS 10, people called it the Mac OS. Now everyone's dropped the. I don't know why.
Because that sounds
I have
dumb.
never heard that, but okay.
You never heard the Mac? Well, you were
No,
alive in like 1997 or whatever. Like I don't know.
I was
No,
live in
I wasn't.
1997. I have never heard it.
You weren't alive. I mean, I think it was late 90s when Mac OS 10 came out, right?
Mac OS 10. hold up, we're on macOS 15. So, yeah, I have no idea. I think it was it must have been like 1997. No, it's not too.
Why exactly that year? macOS 10 was 10.0 was 2001,
Oh, damn it.
No,
But
that
it
was
was in-
1973.
but I think Rhapsody was late 90s. Yeah, Rhapsody was 97.
Yeah, Rhapsody was like that.
Whatever. This is not important. The newest version of the newest Apple computer is going to have Apple Intelligence supposedly, and they're
Oh
also
my
going
God,
to
okay.
cost over $1,000.
Okay,
For
okay,
the privilege.
okay. We'll talk about this, okay? So, last week was Apple's Mac week. They posted on Twitter, well, Jaws posted on Twitter that to Mac your calendars.
What's Twitter?
I don't know.
The platform we know as Twitter.
Just a
I-
small
I don't know.
side tangent. Do you see like X's
Wait.
new terms of service?
No.
It states that like if you're posting any art on there, X can use it for like any training purposes or anything else.
Excuse me?
Yeah, they have
This is
all
Adobe all over again, where they
they have
said,
rights to
yeah,
your art
Oh yeah.
that you post on Twitter. It's great.
This is like Premiere and Photoshop, where they were like, "Yeah, no, it's not your art. We're gonna use it to train our AI model."
Yeah,
The best part about
generative
that
too.
is also on. If you look at like stock footage websites or whatever, they're using. You can buy art or buy images, or like pay for license to use them rather, but they're AI images that were generated by training off of real stock photo images, without like.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Anyways,
Oh,
kind of.
back to NFTs. God damn it.
no. I'm
Oh,
putting
no.
one up here. We're not talking about NFT.
They're not relevant to this current conversation. So, since you love Apple so much, Michael, why don't you give us the rundown on all the amazing new features that the latest iMac has to offer? And to make it easy for you, I'll put their store page on the screen.
Oh, thank you. Anyway, Monday, October 28th was the first announcement of Mac Week. And I like the transition from M1 to M3 Max, where only the chip was changed. This time there was more. There's slightly different colors. Wait, Xavier, can you stop sharing? I need to show a picture.
Oh sure.
Oh wait, no, the colors are on there. If you scroll up.
No, I
What?
have a comparison picture.
Oh my
Th-
god.
this is, come here. Just
What's your
trust me.
stupid
What do you mean,
comparison
come
picture?
here?
No, come here.
Like I'm gonna like bike over to your house. So
Yeah,
yeah.
What up?
Yo, I can drive over.
Yeah, drive over. Anyways, okay, here's
You just
the
share
colors.
one tab, you know. You don't have to share the whole screen and show like the repeated image effect.
No, it's part,
Yeah.
part of what makes the podcast so good.
Oh my god.
So good.
So which one of these is the
How did I do? Oh, there.
Which
There.
one of these is the new one?
This one's the new one.
The one on the right?
The lighter ones.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Okay.
Here's the one you
So,
can spray paint your computer. Like, what is the?
Please don't spray paint your computer. Please. I am begging
Okay.
anybody at home. Don't
mask
spray
it off
paint your
and
computer.
Spray paint your computer. Did you curse
so
it about it?
honestly,
The one on the left isn't even green. What? That's just like a turquoise. Or like...
I like this one better than this one. This one better than this one. This one's
You're-
better. This one's better.
Michael, I hate
This
to
one's
break it to you,
better. This
your
one's better.
frame
These are
rate
the
is so
same.
low, I can't tell which ones you're comparing.
Okay, the green. The older turquoise version, in my opinion, is better than the new.
Okay, but here's the real question. Here's the real question. Would you? Oh, can you stop showing your screen? I want to show the page
Wait,
again.
the old yellow is just
Yes.
orange.
Oh, it was more gold.
And
I
your
thought it
orange is
posted it was
red.
more gold. I agree.
Why would
Look, here's what's important. This thing is at the cheapest 1,300 smackers,
Oh
and at
my
the most
God.
expensive 1,900s. Which
You
you
didn't
Smackers.
even get to that. You didn't get to.
Let's say you have an older iMac that doesn't have a new color. Are you gonna pay 1,300 buckaroos just to have a better, like a different color? Is that really like a reasonable way to spend your money? And so you get Apple Intelligence too.
Okay,
I mean,
so First of all, Xavier, Apple Intelligence is on actually most of the M series Macs. Since
No, it isn't because it's not
Yes, it
out
is.
yet.
Yes, it-
It's not on any of them.
Well, when
It
it will,
will
when it
be.
will be. First of all, number two, this is more of an incremental update.
First of all, number two.
Yes. Second of all, this is
Third
more
of
of an
all.
incremental update. You wouldn't upgrade to this if you already have an M1 or M3 on that. You wouldn't. But
Okay.
if you have an Intel older, like a Windows machine, like,
Yeah, you have an iMac G5 or something, and you want to upgrade.
It's like
Yes.
computers. If your computer works, you're not gonna buy a new one unless
Yeah.
you want to use it for
That's
some
not
other
true, though,
purpose.
'cause remember, with at least just saw with Windows, they're gonna force you to upgrade.
okay. Well, this isn't
Okay.
Windows.
Now, hear me out. Just switch to the worst Linux version,
Oh,
Ubuntu.
wait. Hold on.
Ubuntu?
I need to talk about
The
this.
worst one.
No, you don't. No, you
No,
don't. You
no,
don't
no,
even.
it's not what you
Now.
expect. Look here, right? Hardware accelerated race racing, right?
That's a scam. It doesn't exist.
No, further, you do realize Mac is most people who want ray tracing are doing it for gaming purposes, right?
Yeah, I
mean,
know, but they're
yeah.
trying to get the gaming more going on Mac.
that's not.
That's true.
The thing is, it isn't. So,
Yes, it isn't. That's yeah, it isn't. I agree.
so, who would buy a Mac for this when? Oh, also another thing. Macs didn't always used to be like this, but especially modern ones. If you look at this, it's like I mean, they've always had this as like an option, but they used to also have like micro ATX like case
What do you mean?
styles where you could like upgrade it and you could select graphics cards
Oh
and such.
yeah, I agree. So generally, like, yes, it's not upgradable or repairable, but they do tend to last longer, especially with security.
They tend to okay, whatever. But the thing is, the point is, I completely disagree with
That's
you.
trade off I'm willing to take.
They don't last longer because you have to go to an Apple store in order to actually upgrade them because they make it so they make it impossible. For
No, you
independent-
do understand that you literally can't upgrade this machine. If you buy this iMac, you can't go to an
No,
Apple
you
store
can't
and
even
tell them
repair it. I mean, because
right.
they only give the
Yeah.
replacement parts to authorized vendors, which have to agree to basically refuse to repair like anything in most cases. But that's the
To be
point.
fair,
What?
You
the
can't be
repair stuff
repaired
did
then.
get better.
To
The
be
repair
fair,
stuff
you're
did get a
paying
lot
13
better.
You're paying 13. Okay, imagine if you bought a car and then one part, like your brakes, needed to be replaced, and you weren't allowed to go to any independent like repair shop. You had to go to the
That's literally
two.
buying a super expensive car. Like
What?
if you buy like a Lamborghini or something, that's exactly what happens.
Or a Porsche.
So here's the
Porsche?
point. Porsche.
My bad, Porsche.
Whatever, it doesn't
Okay.
matter. It's the same thing
So
anyway.
look, the point is, it's like if it's like buying a Lamborghini or whatever, where you can't get it repaired, and everything, and if, okay, but actually even that it can't be repaired. It's really expensive. It has to be done by the actual
Yes.
company. Imagine
This
if
can
you
also
went
be
in.
repaired. It's just expensive. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah,
No, it isn't because
It's-
I think Apple will actually, from what I've heard, will refuse to repair things in some cases and just make you buy another one.
Well, no, if you show up to an Apple store with an actual, like a broken device, not because you broke it, because, for example, some of the
Yeah.
older Intel iMacs had lines showing up on their screens. This was a common issue. They were either fixing them or replacing them if they had other issues for free. Yes, if you crash your Porsche, you have to pay
Porsche,
for
what?
it to get
Porsche.
Porsche.
Porsche,
Just say
whatever.
Lamborghini from now
Fine.
on.
If you crash a Lamborghini, you have to pay for it to get fixed,
I mean, that's
or
not.
pay for a new one.
That's not. I mean,
But if there's-
insurance exists, my guy. Car insurance
Okay,
exists.
yes, but you get the point.
You don't have
If you-
phone insurance, so
I
If
mean-
you smash your computer at a wall and the screen doesn't work,
yes.
you broke it. You have to pay for
The
the.
point is, though,
Yeah.
that when controllers need to be designed such that you can't service.
Oh
like,
no,
even
I agree with that. I completely agree.
like look at. I'm gonna look at the pricing scheme here. Look, what's the difference between? So this first one 1300. This one second one's 1500. So what's the difference here? Well, one of the main things is the storage. Oh, these are two of the same. Like
Xavier,
you configure
Xavier.
to what?
Xavier, These are just the pre-configured ones. You can get you can get up to 24 gigabytes of RAM or 5 to 4 like a terabyte of storage in any of the models. Those are just the pre-configured.
That's not true, actually, because the first one, right here, says the first one's only configurable to 1 terabyte, and the second one, you have to pay an additional $200 to be configurable to 2 terabytes. So the
Yeah, Apple storage and RAM prices are outrageous. I won't
So-
talk about that.
the
That's
point
it.
I am making
So,
here is
good.
that with Apple, you're paying like in a normal computer, and in my desktop I have here. If I wanted more RAM, I would go out, I'd buy a RAM, and then I'd put it in my computer. I wouldn't have to buy a new model to get a higher amount.
I completely agree.
Yes. That's the problem that Apple's been
completely
from
agree.
since their inception, and that's
Yeah.
something that everyone's been complaining about.
Well, not since
So
their
you
inception,
bringing this up
for a very
is
long time.
not new.
Yes.
Everybody already knows that Apple has a problem with RAM. So I feel like we're beating a dead horse at this moment.
I don't think it's not worth. Okay.
That's what
You
that's
do-
what everyone's been saying since Apple started doing it. What I'm saying is
My
that
guy,
what you're complaining about is something that we've been complaining about since Apple's been doing it. That's like somebody
Yeah.
complaining, "Oh yeah, I can't believe disease exists. That's horrible." Yes,
I mean,
everyone's
My
complaining.
guy,
About it.
here's the difference. People aren't going out and buying diseases.
Proof?
I mean,
You actually
look,
can.
look at these two.
I
Look
can
at these.
order Black Plague from British University.
You can't
Oh,
order the
you wanna
black
buy
plague.
some?
You can
I
order
actually
the
can.
bubonic. You can order the bubonic plague. The black plague is not the same thing according to the evidence. Whatever.
All right.
Black
okay.
plague, I mean. Okay, look at this. Look at this. The only difference between these two, the only difference is this one comes with an additional 8 gigabytes of RAM. $200. And
I agree.
Yes.
That's completely outrageous.
Yes.
That's outrageous. I completely agree.
look,
I'm not even gonna argue about that.
Apple computers are so ridiculously expensive, and I don't understand why people keep buying these things. Why? Like, I don't know why you, Michael, bought one of these. Like, is it really worth this amount of money?
Okay. First of all, final.
You cannot tell me that $1,300 is worth like a single piece of software
I mean,
or other.
okay. So first of all, I'm coming from Linux, the greatest Linux distribution that's ever
Oh my god!
existed
Don't you
or
dare!
can exist. Ubuntu.
I hate
Ubuntu
you.
is so terrible. I'm gonna complain about Ubuntu. This is only very briefly, I promise.
Ubuntu is just Linux.
Okay,
Windows
I
Vista with extra
I came
dinks.
from Mint. I came from Mint. At the time,
that's
I
better.
was using Mint.
Ubuntu, my guy.
Yeah, but Mint's a bit better.
I mean,
You can't just say-
Heavy editions. They're not good, but it's okay.
Okay,
It's the only Mint
Nevertheless.
version that I recognize.
I needed a computer to run a video editing software, which Final Cut is the best of, in my opinion, in my
That's
brilliant opinion. That is my opinion. And second of all, I didn't want to use Windows and Mac as a commercially focused operating system, so I don't have to
Okay.
use Linux.
I need
didn't
you
want
to
to.
define what you mean by commercially focused.
Okay. Linux, in my opinion, isn't the most user friendly at times.
My guy.
A good amount of
macOS
software
only-
is one of those.
macOS is based off of an operating system you might have heard of called BSD, which is a Unix-like operating system. And Linux also a Unix-like operating system. The only reason why the macOS is user-friendly is because they abstract away like everything and lock down the computer so much that you can't even. I don't even use a Mac, but from what I know, it's difficult to even have a compiler on there without like special permissions. Like you can't even develop your own software easily.
Yes, you
All things are
can.
unauthorized.
It's quite easy.
So just normal Mac things.
Listen, software that's not authorized, there is an extra step where you have to click in settings. Yes, I agree to this being on my
You
system.
have to change your settings to install software that isn't like that Apple doesn't like. Like I don't.
In my opinion, it makes it more. Yeah, I can go back and forth on that. Okay, fair point. Second of all, we have this argument every time. I like macOS more. I like Final Cut more. And I'm not
See
paying
what
for
bad
Adobe.
opinions, and I'm sorry for your loss.
Speaking of
Can
losses,
we go back to what we were talking about? Can we just
Okay,
go back
yes,
to explaining
yes.
what the iMac actually has?
Okay.
The new
God,
one?
it has
Under
iMac, it's the same design. It has Ethernet on the power brick, which I still think MacBooks should have because
You
that's
know
kind
the
of
power
sick.
brick? What?
Yes, it's quite.
Yeah.
It's
Are you
quite
talking
cool.
about the thing on the everything on the bottom? By the way.
Oh, we'll get to
The
that.
power
We'll get to
brick.
that.
Well,
No, no,
why is
okay,
mine
okay.
still hot?
So look, The iMac in itself is kind of very thin. Ethernet wouldn't fit on it, so Ethernet is actually. Okay. This is how it plugs into the wall. The Ethernet is like right here.
Well, that's so. Okay, I need to talk about another thing. This is not just Apple.
Where else would it fit? Where else
Think
would
about
it
this.
fit on the machine?
Here's the question. Why do computers need to be so thin now? Like, the iMac, if you look at it, it's not a laptop. It's not a laptop.
Because
It's
thinner
not like-
computers sell more.
I'm sorry. So
No,
you're
but-
saying innovation should just stop on your 1868 HP EliteBook?
My guy.
So you're saying innovation should stop?
That's not what I'm
It should all go
Okay,
down.
Explain how thin things being so thin that I could probably snap it in half with my bare hands, like
Oh, so much
accidentally.
actually.
Like
I mean-
that's not innovative. There's no
I
innovation.
feel like you're just too buff.
My guy, this thing is
Xavier.
made out of like bubble gum and tinfoil. There's no. There's no. Huh?
Go to an Apple store and try to break it. You won't be able to. I've seen one.
Don't go to an
person
Apple
try.
store and try and break anything.
I'm not gonna get arrested, my guy.
Pete,
Oh,
I'm not encouraging that. I only encourage Xavier to do that.
You literally just asked me to do
I
that. What
only
is wrong
encourage
with you?
Xavier to do that. Dear viewers, don't do that. Anyway, speaking of not doing things,
What kind of transition is that?
I don't know. Oh, okay, hold up. They all have the same 24-inch, 4.5K, pretty good display. So it's the same design. It has the new
4.5K.
Oh my god, Xavier. Macs have this thing where the display isn't standard, and they have a different aspect ratio with weird things. Just don't start, please.
Yeah.
I've explained this before. Just don't.
No,
start,
I'm
please.
not talking about the aperture or anything. I just don't understand the need for everything to be like 4.5K because like 4K video just uses way more
Oh,
space
that's
for.
your argument. Oh my god.
Oh,
Innovation should just stop. Okay.
Okay, it isn't innovative when I can't even tell the difference.
I mean, I would argue the difference between like 1080p and 4K is quite apparent.
yeah, it's
My
very
guy-
apparent.
Like quite apparent. I can see like. Okay.
My guy, you're talking about using a program where you're not even in 144p right now. Like your image quality is so low. I don't think that any display can save it.
Okay, no, I understand that, but this is the problem with this Riverside thing, but it's also the easiest way to report, so we're gonna keep using it. But like, still, there is quite an apparent jump. Innovation shouldn't just stop on your, whatever, 1868 HP EliteBook or whatever it's called. Anyway,
My guy, the
it has
reason
a
why
new-
the reason why I say that it's not innovation implies like we're making like this is progress and like it is like good and every like when something's innovative you say that because it's an obvious improvement and
yes,
I'm not saying
Yes,
that
I do.
I'm not saying that 4K is bad but I think the drive for better and better resolution and like with ray tracing right like I don't think that it's necessarily bad, but it feels unnecessary. I don't think that it's not an improvement. Like in the past, if you like the difference between
It feels unnecessary in
I
your
agree.
fields and how you're using it. Because other fields,
I guess.
such as medicine, may need higher resolution to be able to get more information.
there's a different type of resolution, my guy. You're talking. I mean, do you mean like imaging? That's not screen
Okay,
resolution.
speaking of imaging or in screens or whatever the hell, on that new iMacs and on the MacBooks, actually, you can get a new nano texture display coating, which is basically a matte display, which I think is quite cool because I hate reflective displays. And it costs at an outrageous amount of $200 extra.
200?
It's quite expensive, yes.
I thought those came with like every computer. Why are you paying it extra
Nope.
for?
Configurable with nano. Oh my god. Like
Yeah.
they lie about the screen size. They call it 24 inch and it's actually 20.
It is.
It says 23 point actual diagonal screen size 23.5 inches. My guy, who cares?
We-
Why did you even? What's the point of lying about the extra half an inch?
I mean, it's not lying. It's
Over
just round.
5.
They're
Shove
including the
it
frame
up.
or whatever, I presume.
Or whatever the thing is. You know what I'm talking about. If it's over 5, you round up.
Not in baking.
Hey,
Only,
this isn't baking.
only if you're
Over savings
getting
accounts,
money.
yeah.
But if you're
Yeah.
paying out a loan, you round up. They go.
Anyway,
You go by loan standards here.
Okay, fine. Oh, you're
Um,
paying money. That's fair.
yeah.
No, but you're getting the screen size, so it should be lowered because you're not getting as much.
Speaking of not getting as much,
It's like a savings account you buy.
the magic keyboard, mouse, and trackpad have been updated with USB-C. Yay! No more
Where's the charging
lightning.
port of that mouse? Where's the charging port?
Oh, on the front, I think. I don't know.
Don't lie.
What else would it be? like right here on the front. You know, you can just take a little, just take a little cable.
Michael,
and
don't
you can,
look at your mouse and okay.
plug it in. You know, use it, right?
Okay, I'm going to talk about another thing. I don't understand wireless mice. I mean,
Oh my god.
my mouse right here, which has a stupid light on it, is wired and it works fine. Wireless mice suck because wireless keyboards are even worse. Let me be clear. But for anything except portable computers, wireless mice are just like the computer's plugged in anyway. You're already having cables, and it's not like you're gonna be like running around the room with your mouse. So
Xavier.
why would you want it to just need to be charged all the time?
Okay, there's a
You
certain type of
sound like
setup
a-
that you can.
Religious conservative who doesn't want to change anything.
Michael, do not bring that up. Anyways,
Okay, fine.
You
My
just
guy,
ignore
when this
everything that
works-
Michael just said.
Okay, good.
Your mouse problem. I have a setup my parents have a setup in the other room, and what's happening is they have a computer similar to mine, except like 5 times as thick, just fully underneath everything, having a bunch of wires, and we use a wireless mouse to connect to the computer since we can't have it connected all the way down here.
My guy, get a longer USB cable.
We're not buying an extra because a cable plus wired mouse costs more than just getting a wireless mouse.
Okay, Xavier.
I
This is
don't
my
think we should
favorite
pay
mouse.
extra money for just because
You gotta
we
buy a
want to
cable
watch.
to charge. You gotta buy a cable to charge the. You gotta buy a cable to charge
It
the mouse.
comes with a
It
cable.
comes
most of
with
the time.
it comes with the.
I'm mostly being obnoxious. Like I don't think.
Okay. This is my favorite mouse.
Welcome to
it
episode
doesn't have
28.
a wired version. In fact, it has Bluetooth.
I can't see
Which is
anything.
very-
Just pixels.
Okay. This is my favorite mouse. I use it because it has a side scroll wheel and it has a very nice
What's
thing
the
right here with an
side scroll
electromagnet.
My guy, do you really need 2 scroll wheels?
Yeah.
I
this is
understand
for-
side buttons, but side
You know
scroll
what
wheel?
this
I've
scroll
never.
wheel is for?
What?
Think about it. Video at any time, like.
Just use my pad.
My guy, it's so unnecessary. But you know, whatever.
Okay, well, nevertheless, this mouse fits my hand very well, so that's why I use it.
Okay, sure. But
Look, Michael,
and-
you don't
and
need to
then
bring up
I-
the
unlike the new Apple mouse, which is just a bulbous piece of trash. Doesn't
Yeah.
have any buttons.
The problem with it is it's not new. This thing is like 12 years old. They
And
literally
yet-
just put a USB-C on. USB-C
USB-C on the
it,
bottom,
instead of the
the
lightning.
like
Oh,
least
no,
acceptable
it's
position.
always been on the bottom. The problem is they didn't change it. It's always been on the bottom. If they changed it, I'd be happy.
Why would you? Not only about wireless mouse,
Okay.
but a wireless mouse you can't use while it's charging.
So, so there's an argument for. So
No,
first-
there is not. There is
Okay,
not an
listen,
argument for
listen,
being on the bottom.
Listen, Xavier, let me finish. First of all, at one point an Apple exec was asked about this, and the answer is actually quite interesting because this mouse is from like 2010, so they were trying to make people's desks look more modern, and if people would just at that point wireless mice weren't as common, so people would just use it plugged in. That was the idea, and they just never changed it. First
Make
of all,
it more modern. My guy, so you're
second
telling
of
me,
all,
you're telling me that
second of all, let me finish, Xavier. It takes like 5 minutes to charge it for another 3 hours. You're not using your computer 24/7. You can charge it for a couple hours. You have to charge it every 2 months anyway.
my guy, even if it isn't a big deal, it shouldn't be a deal in the first place.
I agree. I'm just saying what I heard. I agree.
You're just
but-
repeating what was told to you. Wow.
But all right.
I mean,
Anyway.
that's how you phrase it. That is what you said.
Yes, I agree. Anyway, but this is also a good thing because now all the new Apple products that Apple offers don't have Lightning, excluding them still selling the iPhone 13, 14, and Apple Watches that charge with a puck charger.
It's not.
So Lightning is being phased out. It's
You're
supposed to.
describing a false dichotomy here, my guy. You can have.
What the
you
hell
Can,
does that even mean?
you can
Oh my
have.
God.
You can have USB-C without having the charging point in the worst location possible. You can have the good without the bad.
I'm
There's
not
a lot
just
there.
I'm not justifying the port. I'm just saying the USB-C port is good.
Can we just
Also,
stop
wait.
arguing about the mouse?
Yes.
Okay. I just
We
don't
can
understand.
discuss this after the podcast. And
Which we will.
Meet me after class.
yes, but let's talk about the Apple trackpad. I think it's a really good improvement considering it's got such a better surface area plus a better touch. Like actually using it.
Okay, so
This is
the Apple
one Apple product I really
trackpads
like.
are
Can you
definitively
put an
the
image of
best.
it on the screen?
I can show you.
Oh my god, you're holding.
So-
That's just a piece of manila. Like that's just a
Yeah.
manila.
Okay, so listen. Okay, first of all, I think that Apple trackpads are the best because they have a. Instead of. Do you understand what a diving board design trackpad is?
I presume it's curved.
No, no. You know how on your 1807 Elite book you have to physically press the button into the laptop?
Oh, do you?
You understand what I'm talking about?
Do you? Are you talking about? Are you saying that it's good because it doesn't have separate buttons for the mouse
No,
buttons?
no, not that, not that. Okay, look, hold up. So, okay, look. I know it's pixels on a screen, but look, you see when I'm pressing on a trackpad, I'm physically pushing it into the laptop.
Yes.
Do any
Okay.
of y'all know what trackpads are?
Yes. On
Do you know what they're
Apple
used for?
trackpad, which is also on the MacBook, on all MacBooks, you are not pressing it in. There's a haptic motor on it,
And
which first of all
what are
makes
you
it
dying
feel
to say?
nicer.
Okay,
It makes it feel nicer.
so
It's better.
you guys are talking about trackpads similar to acting as though they're used for the same purpose as mice. They're
Yes.
not. They're used as drawing tablets
integrated-
most of the time.
They're integrated into.
They're
Yeah.
used for
I use the
drawings.
trackpad as a mouse every single day.
Yeah, well, Apple markets this towards artists and
Oh,
artists.
really?
Yes.
Wait, are you
Did you not know? Wait, I thought you were just.
I
talking
thought
about
that's
the-
only
I thought-
Wacom tablets.
I thought you were talking about the use case of the general user. I did not realize, Michael, that you had no idea that artists.
I think
use-
that's wrong. That's literally wrong.
Have you
they're
never seen an
marketed
ad?
For
Have
this,
you never
no.
seen an ad? Oh my god, I used to get so many ads about like Apple trackpads. Like they're actually targeted towards artists.
Um,
Well, at least
they
the ads I saw.
target everything towards artists, as we talked about last time. Like even the
They're-
iPad or whatever is targeted towards like they want in the ad they send people drawing on them, which is like I feel
To
bad
be
for you
fair,
drawing on an iPad.
there is a pretty large amount of professional artists now that draw on iPads. It's kind of crazy.
It's really sad.
They
Hold on,
they draw
hold
on
on.
Mac, not iPads.
Both of you, I'm gonna be gone for a second. I need to get something, and I want to show it to you. It's really cool about how trackpad should be designed.
This is the best
Alright.
trackpad, definitively.
So talking
Li-
about,
literally.
do you know what the benefits of this trackpad are compared to the past one?
Oh, it's just USB-C.
Nope, not just that. It's also
Wait,
better
really?
for touch because it requires less force for the touch
Oh
when
no,
you
that's
draw.
all the
It's
trackpads. That's wrong.
It
that's
also
every
has
trackpad.
a slightly larger surface area.
Does it really?
Yes, it's much better for pressure sensing
Hold up.
compared to
Hold
like
up. Hold up.
for dragging and rotating.
So-
the mine's 7.5 inches.
Like,
What's,
You'll
what's
start
the-
feeling. Let me check. I don't
Because
want
I have the previous generation Lightning one.
6.3.
With with.
I have so
I
I
was
have a question
measuring
for-
the diagonal. No,
I have a question
no,
for both of you.
same size.
All right, at least that's what I got from my article. But
Interesting, same size.
but it also has better pressure sensing since
All the MacBooks in this previous trackpads have Force Touch since 2016.
yeah.
This is only USB-C.
For using trackpads is not for art, like just as like for moving the cursor
I
around.
have never heard of the artist thing, but I think that's no, it's real.
Have either of you ever had trouble like with trackpads where you try to do a double click and it doesn't, like you try
Yes.
to right click and it doesn't do what you want it to do?
Yes.
No.
On this thing.
Who has that problem?
Every time I use a laptop,
Read this.
especially
this.
middle clicks are impossible on a lot of
What's a middle
okay.
click?
like
Okay.
when you press
You-
the
you should-
scroll wheel.
Honestly,
That does something? I don't
Yeah.
use mice.
yes. It,
Okay, I'm not
We're
sure
not,
something really cool.
we're not gonna do that right now. Oh yeah, we can close tabs with it and open new tabs with the scroller. I know.
No, no, no,
Everyone
no.
knows.
Look at this. Look at this right here. Do you notice that it has physical buttons for the
Oh, I
two
hate
mouse
those.
buttons?
I hate those.
I hate those buttons so much.
Why?
I hate
It's
those.
so
Oh
I
my
wanna
God.
move
They are
my finger
so-
and click it.
I hate them so goddamn much.
Why? It's so frustrating when I don't
'Cause it-
have them because I can't press the button I want.
Xavier, it takes
Put pressure
more energy
on the
to.
on your trackpad.
I have to like pick
and
my
then
finger up,
right
click the
click.
button. This is
Or
terrible.
just right click. We just use 2 fingers. Boom.
My guy, the two
Right
fingers.
click every
I
time.
try it. Sometimes I've had to try like that 5 times for it to work. I don't know why. There's like I don't.
I
I'm
feel
not
like your
saying
computer's broken. Because I've
Honestly,
never
get
had
a
that
better
problem.
it's happened to me
trackpad.
on several computers that I've used, where it's infuriatingly impossible to just
All right.
do this basic thing.
Xavier, then there's something wrong with you.
Yes.
I can't be the only person who's had this problem. Trackpads in general are
You know what?
infuriating, and
Comment
mouse.
below if you've had this problem.
The
I've
comments
had
are
that
disabled,
problem
you
on the
idiot.
Exactly.
very
Zero
crappy
people are going to
laptop.
comment that they've
I've
also
had
had
that
this
Everyone's
problem.
gonna watch
on
this.
crappy- I've had that problem on crappy laptops, but not on
Yeah,
like.
I've only
actually
had it
good
with
computers.
like horrible laptops from like the 1900s.
I mean, that's
My guy-
confusing.
Like
Whatever.
horrible laptops. They suck
Yes.
so bad.
My guy, your laptop is horrible. You won't take off the keyboard protector because you're absolutely insane.
Cause my
What?
G
He doesn't
it-
take off the keyboard protector.
yeah, cause stuff got stuck under my G key and he kept on saying it was pressed, and so he couldn't
That's
type.
dumb.
So I think you're the one with a horrible quality laptop, if that's a possibility.
All I needed was a screen protector. Like that's like a
Those
buck or
things
two
are
on
meant to
Amazon.
be removed. You're not
They're-
meant to have that
I
on
bought-
when you're using.
These are supposed to be kept. Considering I bought this.
My guy, that's not meant to be on there when you're typing it. It's meant to be there when
Yes,
you're not
it
using the
is.
computer.
Oh no,
No, it
they
is because-
are. They are.
They are. That's
Those
literally
are
the point of it.
specifically sold to keep so dust doesn't get into
Okay,
them.
Yes.
My guy, every time I've tried. Those are impossible to use. They make it so it's impossible to press any of the keys. Why would you
No,
want that? What is
no,
wrong
I
with you?
agree. I hate them
I
as well,
did
but
use
if he
them,
likes
they're
it, I don't
fine.
care.
My guy,
Okay,
I'm sorry that
Hey,
you've been
guys,
indoctrinated in the cult of the
time to
keyboard
move
protector.
time to
Not
move on.
Nation.
Time
It's
to
just,
move on.
that's the only solution I have to keep my G key safe.
I mean,
Why? What kind
To
of
be fair-
Are you operating computers inside of a wood shop? What kind of dust is getting under
Yes.
there?
I kind of am.
well, my
Then no
computer
surprise.
has had an excellent keyboard and trackpad. I have no complaints. Anyway,
Same.
yeah. M4 Mac Mini. It's redesigned. It's smaller now. I can show you a photo.
How did you screw up that badly? Whatever.
I don't know. I don't know.
With the Magic Keyboard.
Yes.
Okay.
Same thing. I own one. It's pretty good.
Magic keyboard with Touch ID.
I don't have one of those. Yeah, it's
Oh, I thought you had the
50
Touch ID.
more. No, I don't. I have a.
Okay, I was laughing. I was laughing because I thought you got the one with Touch ID.
No, it's $50 more. I wouldn't pay
So-
for that.
Do you want to talk
Okay.
about how a lot of companies are doing Touch ID and like facial recognition stuff for logging into computers?
That's old.
I support it. Okay,
I
comparison.
like it too.
Mac Studio and Mac Mini are the same size, except this one's taller. Mac Mini is smaller. This is Apple TV. This is the new Mac Mini. This is the old Mac Mini. It's smaller.
My guy, I don't think most people are using their computers in like they are using the computers in like an elevator shaft, what they have is like a minimal amount of like a broom closet where they
To
have
be
to, like,
fair,
minimize the amount of space.
there is a.
But I mean, those are the most quietest places.
Most quietest.
Okay.
Yes. Like,
To be fair,
not,
there is.
it's
I
on a whole
met,
nother level of
like
quiet. It's so
college
good.
students that work at like startups that just have a Mac Mini in the dorm that they take with them home and just plug it in.
Yeah, but college
I
students
have
use
seen
Mac
that use
mainly
case.
because like Mac is best support for like most of
Yeah.
the apps that college students use.
Which is unfortunate because Mac OS is
I-
terrible
it's a-
for help and whatever.
Like the
In
one
reality, no,
recommendation
it
I
isn't.
got for like doing business in any
The
college,
Mac,
like
the Mac
make sure
OS
it's
is
get it back.
great for developing stuff. What do you mean? We're not gonna start this argument right now.
My guy, I'm just gonna
Linux.
say this.
Well, Linux, fair point.
Mac is better. You saying that Mac is better than Windows is which I presume what you mean is. It's like saying that It's like saying that a bicycle makes for a better car than a pair of shoes. Like, I guess. Like, it's closer, but it doesn't mean it's good. Like,
Yeah, but
In
people
that
are
case,
less likely to flip you off if you're just walking on the sidewalk rather than biking on the bike lane. Because, oh my god, those bikes suck. Always cutting in front of me.
oh,
Oh god, they're the
great.
worst.
we don't
Anyway,
need to get into biking.
I hate those people.
all right,
If you
all right,
bike
all
on the
right.
road, just know I hate you.
You do realize still
Okay,
you can
no,
bike on the sidewalk,
okay,
right?
guys, time to
No,
move
like they
on.
have their own bike lane. Instead, they bike
Oh,
in the
well,
middle.
but they're not biking in the lane. That's stupid.
No,
Yeah.
and then I've got to go
Alright,
just swap because they randomly go from the bike lane
oh,
into my
yeah.
lane. Even though
Okay.
the bike lane still continue.
Let's go back to the Mac Mini and how it has no USB-A ports.
No Mac has USB-A ports for Xavier.
I can't believe you people put up with this thing.
The problem with this drastic redesign is that, so basically, Mac Minis have been the same design or the same like shape and chassis, since like 2010. Like Steve Jobs introduced the first Mac Mini in this design. Yeah, there he is. This one has a CD drive. There would be
guy-
a CD drive. At
No,
some
hold on. I need to
point.
respond to Aditya's comment here.
Oh God.
If Mac is all about sleekness, and they're literally making their mice part of the use so that you can be
Oh, the mouse
sleek.
sucks. I agree. Mouse can.
If it's all about sleekness and fashion, if you're literally having to break out a USB-C to A converter just to use basic like peripherals, that is not sleek.
You do understand that I don't have that problem. I
You
use
don't
a
need USB.
Bluetooth mouse and a Bluetooth keyboard. I have no problem.
Everything I'm using right now is USB-A. This webcam is USB-A.
Because
my
they're
mouse,
using
my
stuff from
keyboard-
like 1990s.
Michael gave me this webcam.
Okay, that's fair because I used it with my own
Michael
Linux computer.
has stored items. He uses Ubuntu and uses Mac OS. You
My
think
guy,
he
you
won't
use
get
Windows. You use Windows as your daily driver. You use
I'd rather
Chrome.
use I'd rather
Not
use
only- not
Windows
only do you
than
use
Mac.
Not only do you use Chrome, you're signed in with your Chrome account such that you can't turn off French. And
I
also,
turned off French.
my
This
guy,
is just becoming a debate between Mac, Windows, and Linux.
it took me like 3 hours. No, you were for several weeks unable to get it to stop being in French. And you never fully disabled it. You never
All
fully
it
disabled it
was
either.
that I accidentally set a program on my computer that translated all text that it detected to French.
That's the funniest thing I've ever
But
heard.
why?
Look, it was meant to be downloaded on someone else's computer, and I used it on my own.
Right. Anyway.
Hey, Michael, do you want to test the program?
No, we're not doing this right now. Anyway, a big
fun
okay,
virus.
We're gonna move on. Also, another problem with the Mac Mini is this. Okay, so take a look. Just take a look.
All I can see right now is that you have like 15 copies of yourself.
I know.
I just see Steve Jobs.
I
I don't like Steve Jobs very much. Steve Wozniak is better.
agree.
I like
Wozniak
Steve
is
Jobs.
way better. Steve Jobs.
I mean,
Okay,
have you seen his
how
last
about
name?
the-
Jobs. Pretty cool last name.
That's
Steve Apple.
okay.
Steve Apple.
Respectfully, Steve Jobs was kind of a terrible person.
Yeah,
didn't
he was.
he was a terrible person. He doesn't. Wozniak doesn't get the credit he deserves.
That's
Wozniak
acting.
Making
Wozniak created the Apple computer.
without Wozniak, I don't think there would be Apple. Without
There wouldn't
Jobs,
because there wouldn't be a
probably
computer.
would be. Yeah, without Jobs, Apple could very much well exist. Literally, there's footage of Jobs like during a demo throwing like an iPhone onto the ground because it wasn't working, and a bunch of other stuff. Like Steve Jobs is
I mean, I also
not the
just think
greatest
that
person.
Oh
He
damn,
was
I want
very-
more.
he also just I
Oh,
think
also his wife left him and it took the kid and
I
he
don't
named the
even care
computer
about that.
after that.
it's for what he did for Apple. He was terrible because if you the Macintosh, like the original Macintosh, not like the iMac, whatever, but the original
Uh-huh.
Macintosh was trash. It was a terrible project. He was behind it, right? And it
I
was,
mean,
it was,
without
it was
that computer, your computer wouldn't exist. But okay,
that's not true at all.
yes, it is. Definitively, yes, it is. You're using a mouse right now. Apple had the
did not
first
invent
commercial.
the mouse. We
It was
went
the
over
first
this.
commercial mouse.
It wasn't either. That's not true
Yes,
either.
it was.
The Apple Lisa even had a. That was before Macintosh.
No, it wasn't. Bruh,
Wasn't it? I'm looking.
okay. Bruh, come on. The original, well, Hold up.
Okay, you didn't even know this. What do you?
So, can we go back to the Mac Mini?
Sure,
Okay.
but-
Alright, guys.
We were
Guys.
talking about how much smaller it was.
Let's okay. It's slightly taller. It's much smaller in area. It takes up. The power button is on the bottom for some godforsaken reason. And the back's
No,
Look at the picture.
The
I
Zero
showed the
X
picture
also
already.
was one of
Do it
the
again.
first computers designed for individual use in 1973, and it's regarded as the first modern computer to use a mouse.
Well,
That was before the original Apple computer even released.
yeah.
1973?
Probably. Hold
Yeah.
up, the Apple Lisa released in 1973.
Yeah,
I
we
just
told you
googled
died in
this.
1973.
What are you on about?
What do you mean he died in 1973?
Who? What?
Tolkien.
Oh no, 1983. My bad. I said
Okay,
it.
the original.
Oh,
Hey,
My
okay,
bad.
oh
My
my god.
bad. 1980.
Yeah, but that's
my
10
bad.
years
my
after
bad.
Tolkien
I made a
died.
mistake. My bad. Mistake. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, the power
So I
button's
think
on the
you're
bottom
wrong.
for some reason. Yes, I'm wrong. Jesus Christ.
So
what
don't
is
tell
this?
me. I told you this before. I already told you
Okay.
that the mouse wasn't made by Apple.
I will still argue
Do I
that
have
it
some
was. We're not
popcorn?
gonna do this right now.
We are
We're
doing
not
this.
gonna do this
It
right
already
now.
happened.
All right.
Doesn't stuff keep happening either.
I'll just
Anyway.
pretend my hat has popcorn in it.
Moving on to M4s now.
I had actual popcorn like a day ago.
Moving on to M4 MacBooks. M4 Pro, M4, and M4 Max chips are roughly 20 to 35% more powerful than the previous generation counterparts.
What do you mean by more powerful?
Like in
Not
terms
more
of
powerful.
like the
they're,
CPU
like,
can do more
faster,
instructions.
powerful. Yeah.
Okay,
For more
Just-
instructions
just-
in the same amount of time.
okay, that's what you mean by more powerful. 'Cause
Yes.
there's like 3 definitions.
I agree.
Okay.
Yeah. I
We're
wouldn't
talking
say
about ARM, like as an architecture for a bit.
ARM.
yes. We can.
Acorn. Acorn
I
15 or whatever.
I mean, my computer's
Oh,
on right now. I have an M2 30 chip.
So, I don't think that ARM is great because,
I think it is.
well, it's
I
more-
genuinely think
I
it
know
is.
it's more efficient than, the 80 x86
Mhm.
lineage, but really I think RISC-V is what should be being developed because it's open source architecture.
Honestly, ARM is I think ARM is a larger innovation because honestly, I don't think RISC-V can get to where ARM is right now.
Why? Literally why?
First of all, because ARM is much more efficient and can do much more
With less
power
power.
intensive things with less power. And you can even see computers like the MacBooks we're about to talk about have 25 hours of video playback battery life. My computer, I have to charge once in 3 days if it's not plugged in. I'm using it.
ARMs aren't like good for computers. They're better for mobile devices.
Yeah,
Computers are more complex, and ARM's entire
phone-
point is to be simple.
my phone is Pixel 8, so yeah, G3 or G2 chip or whatever.
You memorize your phone's chip?
No, I just know things. I literally just know.
So what chip does this phone have?
It's an iPhone
What the
10.
hell? Wait.
Hold up. So that would be.
What?
Did it get to
So-
Bionic yet? Is that like an A10? No. They didn't get to Bionics yet, because the modern ones have Bionic.
Do
Hold
you
up.
even know
hold up.
what version my phone is?
Yeah, you have an iPhone 10R Max or
What
10S
iPhone-
Max or whatever.
10X.
What iPhone is my phone?
I can't tell. It's a Motorola G. Oh.
No. It's
What is it
G7
then?
Play.
Oh my god.
It's kind of trash, but
Okay.
I can put Lineage on it, and I can run a
Okay,
DLC,
okay.
F-Droid new pipe, and all this great
Yeah.
software
I can run F-Droid 2.
on your Apple phone. You can run F-Droid.
I don't have an Apple phone. I have a Pixel 8.
Oh, right, no, sorry. Yeah, so you're the one with the Apple computers, but Aditya's the one with the Apple phone. Sorry, I forget this.
Yeah.
It's also confusing.
I mean, generally,
How
I
is
really
it
like Mac OS and I really like Pixel Launcher. So,
I'm
I'm
literally
just
just
used to
an
Pixel
average
Launcher.
person.
Wait,
to be fair, he has a point.
what phone are you using?
Me?
Yeah.
I have a Pixel 8.
You have a Pixel. I'm so sorry for your loss.
No, okay. Pixels are the best Android phones. Although
They are the most dominant phone in the world.
no, they aren't.
The Pixel
Samsung
is
is,
like
yeah.
has the least market share of any Android phone.
No, it doesn't. It goes Samsung, then Pixel, then all the other random makers of Android phones. Also, Google owns Pixels and makes Android, so I will say that the OS is the best Android that's possible.
Samsung.
Yes, Samsung has the most, but One UI is terrible. One UI is probably the worst Android skin possible.
Like I,
You understand that there's stock Android of
Wait,
every manufacturer that makes
Samsung.
Android.
My bad.
the
Yeah,
Pixel's
yeah, yeah.
Google. Android.
Yes. And
My bad.
and Android is owned by Google.
Android is not. Well, I
Yes,
guess
it is.
Android is, but AOSP is not. And it just doesn't
AOSP is
work.
not. I agree. Xavier is defeated.
I'm not. I'm just looking something up. My guy. Android phone manufacturers:
The
Samsung, Xiaomi, Vivo, Oppo, Realme.
okay, but
Google has 0.8%
Listen.
market share for Android phone
Listen.
manufacturers. You're not giving me this.
Xavier, Xiaomi, Oppo, OnePlus is in the US, but they're not as popular by far. Xi- Like 3 of the ones you mentioned are China owns it.
Okay, that doesn't change the fact they still have more market share for Android. But fine, even Motorola has more market share than Google.
Wait.
Well, I like Pixel Launcher. I think it's the best version of Android. I'm really used to
Does
it,
it
and I'm
also-
gonna keep
Why is
using
the Mac Mini's power button so small?
Doesn't the Pixel also have the wait what?
The Mac Mini's power button
Wait,
is tiny.
let him say what he's about to say.
Power button size. What?
You never turn it off anyways, the Mac.
It's so small. It's
Okay,
so really
Xavier,
small.
Xavier, what do you say about a Pixel?
Isn't the Pixel one of the most like invasive in terms of all this? Like, okay, hold on.
No, not really.
Pixel 9, data.
I thought you were about to search a Pixel 9 stock and I would have laughed my ass off.
Google or wait, hold on.
But also, I think Google designs phones the best, honestly.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Literally every other
Oh my God,
phone
what are all
looks
these
better.
websites? What is AndroidPolice.com?
Honestly, I
Oh,
love
that's
Xavier's
one of the
phone
biggest
better than
leakers.
yours.
Okay, whatever.
And
Forbes article. Google will track your location every 15 minutes, even with GPS disabled. It's on the Pixel.
well, then I'm being
And?
tracked, and I don't care.
So
I
no,
like
don't
it
the Pixel,
more.
my guy.
I feel like
Okay,
Google
well,
already
I
knows where you
like
are
it.
even without tracking your location.
Well, I like it, and I'm gonna keep using it.
You like
Speaking
being
of-
tracked. Again, do you have a deal with like the CEOs of these tech
Okay,
companies so you get
no,
a
no,
cut of this?
John Google?
What other phone am I gonna use? Tell me. I'm not gonna use Lineage. Tell me, what phone should I use then? Tell me.
Nothing.
Lineage is not a phone, my guy.
No, I know. But what phone should I use? Tell me.
Nothing.
You could use a
Bad
Motorola
idea.
Razr.
No, I'm not using Motorola.
You
Motorola
could use.
steals more of my data. It's already out there. I'm not using
Okay.
Motorola.
Like, honestly, all phones on the market are terrible because they're all ridiculously over large. But the
Oh,
Pixel
I
is
agree.
the Pixel is all is what is guilty
What
of
mention
now.
the size of the phone? You know what time it is.
12 is the best phone size ever.
How big is it? How big is that?
It's 5.4 inches diagonally.
I think the Pixel. Sorry, the Motorola G7 is a slightly bigger than that.
It's just the best phone size. It's completely reachable. It's amazing.
Yeah,
the battery-
It's 5.7. It's 5.7 inch G7 Play.
5 pixelated 6.1, I think. Let's check.
I mean, I'm gonna
Yeah,
be honest.
6.1.
The G7 Play is kind of a terrible phone. It has 2 gigabytes of RAM.
Gee.
Its camera
We
is
got a little bit off
absolute-
topic.
its camera. is
Oh,
absolute
speaking of,
trash.
excellent camera. Excellent camera.
But I like that it has a headphone jack and a micro SD card slot and basic features that
Does it have dual SIM?
dual SIM. Unfortunately, I don't. It does not.
Dude. Someone. Okay, so you know Fairphone? Fairphone is
Oh, the
they in
Fairphone.
the US yet? Are they in the US yet?
I don't think so. Because
They
all
honestly
the
need to.
European phone offerings are so much better, and they have like
Is-
15 SIMs or whatever.
Is Fairphone 6 gonna be in the US?
I don't know. Let me look that up.
Because if it will be, that would be a very viable option. Because it has dual SIM, it has the SD card stuff. I don't think it has a headphone jack, but it's still
Fairphone
completely repairable and upgradable.
6.
If it doesn't, if it's actually a liquid framework laptop, it's a viable option for a laptop.
No, why is it in Dutch?
Oh yeah, because they're like based out of the Netherlands or something.
But why is that the default language?
I don't know.
Because you don't
Why
deserve
search-
English.
When I search a Fairphone English, I get their Dutch word.
Whenever Fairphone's in the U.S.,
I can't find any articles about from Fairphone about the 6. What?
How do you say English
Oh.
in Dutch?
well, mine's not. Oh my God, mine's in Dutch too.
Oh, there you go.
I'm in English. I have this in English.
Is
What?
it Osplan or Anular? I'm gonna try Osplan.
Oh no, we're in English. Okay, good. Okay, so we're on Fairphone 4. No, we're in Fairphone 5 right now.
Something went wrong. English isn't supported?
I just got English. What do you mean?
I can only do Dutch.
Like I just
Alright,
replace the country replace the locale abbreviation with
Okay.
EN. In the
click on the little flag. Alright,
I click
So,
on a little
Fairphone
flag, I
5.
click on
Okay, show
English
your-
US, and
show
click
your
Osplan.
screen. Show your screen, Aditya.
no, I'll
Okay.
share my screen. We're not going to
No, I
go
want to
through
see
this
what's
debugging
happening
process.
to Aditya.
We're not
Okay.
going through this debugging process. We've done this
Okay.
before. No. Okay, Fairphone. It's in English, US.
It's in, wait. Why is
It's
your
a
one
slightly
so
different
than mine?
website. It's a slightly different website once you switch your language.
Oh.
Okay. Oh my God, it's in Dutch again. What the?
Mine isn't doing this. I don't know what's wrong with all of you.
Alright, guys. Anyway, they need to get into the U.S. market. This is the most obvious thing ever.
Look, I click
That's
English
Dutch.
US and click Osplan.
Okay, mine is not in Dutch.
Yeah, but it's still showing us you're in the Netherlands. So
Okay,
it's gonna be.
And
different.
then it just
Mine's not in Dutch.
went wrong. In
Let me
English.
let me share it. Let me share it.
In English. When I go to English, it just tells me that I can't go to English in English.
Michael, let me share it.
Let's see.
It's not
Wait,
in Dutch.
wait. Hold up. Can you? Wait, click the Meet Fairphone 5 thing.
Is that
See
gonna
all
go to
button?
Dutch?
Let's see. Dutch.
Why are you...
No.
Ah,
Yo, it's in English.
okay.
So I
Okay.
guess I'm learning Dutch.
So that's like
This year.
$650. That's not bad for a modern phone.
Is
Honestly,
that not bad? Hold on.
for a modern phone, no. iPhone 16 is 800. Pixel 9 is 800.
Because our price trash.
Oh,
Yeah, the Moto G7 Play, is I can get for
Why is it in
how much is this one?
all right. Speaking of not being able to buy things, the MacBook. They have M4 chips now for Pro M4 Max. As we mentioned, they're 20% to 35% more powerful, as in faster workloads, faster, better, whatever. They also have the nano texture display option this time for
For
$150.
$2? Oh no!
No, $150 this time.
Wow!
Starts with 24 gigabytes of RAM and 512 gigs of storage, as opposed to the 18 gigabytes of storage of RAM.
I don't understand.
What Apple has done is all the Macs either have 16 or either start with 16 gigabytes of RAM or 24 gigabytes of RAM. No more 8. 8 is completely phased out. That's a good thing. Oh yeah,
Okay.
and also the M2 and M3 MacBook Airs and now have 16 gigabytes of RAM for the same price as before. Aditya is just yawning.
God damn it! I just tried to open
Yeah,
a
because you guys
terminal.
have a Mac.
I kept trying to open it. I tried to open like the terminal so I could type free, and I realized no, I'm on Windows because the stupid recording software doesn't work on Linux, or I can't get it to work on Linux.
Anyway, these are overall pretty good improvements. I'm disabling Apple Intelligence, except Apple Intelligence or whatever it will be. There will be a Final Cut update that allows for like captions that can be like
Yeah.
generated from the thing.
My guy,
So except that
You
one.
and Wait, why do you want captions for Final Cut?
No. If I need the captions, it can
Okay.
generate them off the audio.
Have you been on YouTube? Have you ever gone on YouTube and found auto-generated captions? They are so bad.
I
They
know,
don't
and I'm
use
hoping
AI.
that these are good.
They're not gonna. Did you see the trailer for Apple Intelligence? The use they showed for it was to make an emoji of someone's picture. I'm not kidding.
That's enough. That's enough.
They made an
Anyway.
emoji out of someone's face.
Anyway, next Apple-related topic.
I don't want to.
Apple-
No, we're done talking about Apple. We're talking
No,
about
no,
Apple
no.
too much.
Xavier,
This
I
is the
do want
Apple
to say
episode.
this.
What do you expect?
I'm actually quite excited about this. I kind of want to talk about this. So, Apple brought Pixelmator. Pixelmator is like a Photoshop alternative app, but it's currently actually very old. It's like 17 years old. It came in a box before.
It's 17.
It's like 17 years old. It's kind of crazy. I thought it was much.
thought
I
it was
thought
like
this came out
5.
last year. Yeah,
My God,
it's kind of crazy.
Why don't
That's
you
also
just
what I thought until I read an article.
why don't you just use
I don't
GIMP?
believe you. I need to check this out.
Search it up. I also was doing research and I saw, wait, this came in a box. It even had a little, it always was for Mac and it said like a thing,
Why
universal
is it so
on the top.
surprising to you that software used to come in like physically?
That's not the surprising part. I didn't know this was that old.
enough. Like, hey, software didn't come in box. Like, it was not that long ago that software came in
No, no,
boxes.
I didn't think it was that old. I thought this was a newer thing.
Like, oh, in the past 2 years.
Yes. No.
okay. I mean, I don't know why it's so surprising to you.
That's the same thing that I thought.
Why are you howling about this? What's so?
Anyway.
Why is he 17 years old?
Okay, so,
Because you never heard about it before?
no, let me
feels like
finish,
it's fine.
Xavier. Pixelmator, they're acquired by Apple. So there's two outcomes of this. Either the team is just dissolved and some of the features are built into Apple Photos and Apple Intelligence, which would be the worst outcome. Or the Apple Professional Apps Suite, which I utilize. I use Final Cut. Other people use Logic and stuff. If there was like a photo editor or like a Photoshop alternative in the Apple Pro App Suite, I would be very excited about that.
Why don't you just use GIMP, my guy?
Because GIMP. Okay, so GIMP is more optimized for drawing elements. I don't want to draw things.
That's not
Do
true.
you
at all.
understand?
That's
Yes,
not
it
true
is.
at all. GIMP is.
I
I've used
use
GIMP.
GIMP.
GIMP is terrible for drawing things. GIMP is only good for photo manipulation. It's literally called the good new image manipulation program, not the drawing program.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm
Still
wrong.
a
I don't know what an
difference.
acronym stands for.
That's enough Apple stuff. What did you want to say about the Linux?
Oh right. So the Linux kernel.
Oh, he's
removes any-
excited.
Huh?
You're excited.
Because we're not talking about Apple. So the Linux kernel project.
Oh yeah, we should talk about Microsoft.
We
can
talked about that, we
I'm
talked
not
about that.
on Apple at this point.
Wait, didn't we
Microsoft's
talk
hilarious.
about Microsoft?
we already did.
We're
We
an
already talked-
hour and 8 minutes in. I don't remember.
We already
Oh my
talked.
God,
That was when we
is your
started.
memory that bad?
Yes.
Okay.
Do we
let's
need to
go on
bully you again?
Let's go into Linux. So
Yeah.
the Linux kernel project, and if you, for those of you who don't know, Linux and Linux kernel are different things. The kernel is like part of the operating system that actually interfaces with the hardware and control and like
Xavier means that any operating system you're on, be it Mac, Linux, or Windows, they have a kernel. But the Linux kernel is open source. You can look at it on GitHub. It's like 3.2 million lines. It's what communicates the operating system and software to the hardware.
Like,
That's
I
how
know
an
if
operating
you-
For
system works.
anyone who's still confused,
That's just a
Google
simple
it.
explanation. Yeah, that's just a simple
Not
explanation.
you-
Xavier, just
whatever.
keep going.
you did not use that. I don't think you really use the term operating system correctly because it's part of the operating system. But whatever.
Okay.
What you really
It
should have said is
has the
that
software and the hardware. Every operating system has it. The Linux one just happens to be open source. Go. Just,
You know what,
go,
whatever.
Xavier.
So
just go.
the Linux kernel project has removed a bunch of maintainers that have Russian email addresses that belong to Russian sites, and this is because they may be working for companies that have or
Okay.
entities that are on the U.S. sanctions list as a result of like the war in Ukraine.
A thing with
For
if
all the
something is open
2.5
source, people can people can modify it or add bug fixes to it if they want. They have to be approved. And some of the modifiers for it that had Russian emails are removed.
Modifiers,
Or whatever they're called. Oh my
I mean,
god.
maintainers.
Maintainers, yes.
I mean, I just
And
said it like
how many people is that, Xavier?
I don't even remember. I can look.
Look it up. I genuinely want to know how many people is that this is such a large.
It's
thing.
about 2.5.
They're not worth half of a person.
Proof?
Okay, I'll
No, really, how many
Maintainers.
people is that?
177 silly. Trying to find how I'm on like this page, but I can't figure out how many people it is.
Oh, it's 2.75. My bad.
Let me just look at that @ symbol. That's too many. Why are there no regular expressions in Google in Chromium? That should be a feature in all web browsers.
What are you on about?
Do you know what a regular expression is?
No,
Oh,
I
well,
don't remember names of anything.
a regular expression is like it's a system for like matching things. Like I said, I explain it. Like so, you can put like in a regular expression, you can
It feels like you're just defining Control F.
you can use things like dot star to indicate like
Okay,
that's like a what
Command or Control F.
Yes.
That's not what a regular expression is. A regular expression is a system of finding things where you can have. It's not just like you're searching for finding this text exactly. You can have like wildcards where you can like
Oh, that's pretty
anything
cool,
between
actually.
those two places,
Ooh, that's
and or like you can look for things. You can look for this or this or this. You can have several criteria. Criteria. I don't know
Yeah, I
what
get
it's
it.
plural.
Okay.
I think it's Criterion.
Anyway, so how many people?
I'm trying to find out. It's not easy. All the
Um,
articles about are just like, oh, some were removed. They're like 2 lines. They don't give you any information.
Anyway.
It's so frustrating.
The 2.5 people that were removed probably don't.
Elections?
Anyway,
Just in general?
There were two-
about 800,000 to 1.5 million in the USSR.
yeah, okay, okay.
What?
Anyways, I guess that's it. We don't have anything else productive to talk about.
Yeah, we do.
What?
More than 10 Russian developers have been removed. Okay.
Oh, 11.
Okay.
It's exactly 11.
Okay,
We have one more important thing to talk about relating to Russia. Google's
According
been
to
fined
Linux
2.5
community,
decillion.
yes.
Or
Yes.
2.2
Okay.
decillion
Okay.
dollars.
I have a rant. Okay, so 2.5 decillion. That's
No, 2.5 undecillion rubles or whatever.
Everyone watching
Well,
this,
that's
run while you
2.5.
still can.
decillion US dollars.
No, just two. It's
First
just
of
2
all-
decillion, I think. Well, probably it's changed.
I think it's 2.5.
But it
But
keeps compounding. Yeah.
anyways, yeah. So, first of all, that if you take every currency in the world and convert it to
Oh, the global
Every-
GDP.
precious metal and convert to US dollars, it's still less than 1.5 decillion. And in fact, Smog from The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, whatever, he historically sits on more money than is on Earth. In fact, he sits on less than 2.5 decillion.
I love Smog.
Yeah,
Smog definitely sits on more, because if you
Does he?
have a stone that can allow you to rule
Oh.
an entire piece of land and dominate others, then I feel like that's worth a lot.
yeah.
If you have
So
to
That's
build-
fair. He probably sits on more than 2.5 decillion.
the
But
U.S.
Duck who had like an outrageous amount of money, which
Oh,
is
yeah, yeah.
more than all the precious metals and currency on Earth,
the
is-
world economy is like
the
around
US
still
100
less
trillion.
than 2.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
U.S. is about
still-
25%, and they have about 25 trillion.
And
This is
Google
25%.
just like pulled out of Russia and said, "Nah, we good. Have fun." Like, what are they gonna do without it?
Okay, the world's GDP as of 2022 is 100 trillion and 562 billion.
Wait, I was close. Let's
Okay.
go.
Smog definitely sits on more than that, but 2.5 decillion is more than that.
I mean, 2.5 decillion.
Depending
If you-
on how much you weigh the Arkenstone.
Okay, that's fair.
I have no idea what y'all are talking about. And I don't
But
care.
if you consider just the gold and the other precious metals he sits
Oh
on,
yeah, then absolutely.
yeah. Because the Arkansas has more of a metaphorical value, I guess. Well, not a
Yeah.
metaphorical value, because like, you get what I mean.
Yeah.
It-
It's like the U.S.
Metaphorical
Constitution.
value.
It's kind of like the
Okay,
U.S.
well,
Constitution. You can't sell
well,
it.
Okay, so like the U.S. Constitution is technically just an old piece of paper that's worth like 2 cents.
I mean,
Right?
due to historical
How
value.
cheap do you think paper is?
Okay,
Orange paper
fine.
that is not worth 2 cents.
It's not worth
Sorry,
2.5
$2.5.
billion dollars. Okay?
Nothing in the world is worth 2.5 decillion dollars.
Yeah,
The
but
Arkansas.
like, yeah. It's
No,
the
you
Arkansas
know
has
how
more of a
many-
metaphorical
it's
value.
trillion or something. That's a ridiculous amount.
Okay.
But the
Anyway,
Arkansas is comparable
It's
to
kind of
the
close.
ring.
It's time.
My guy,
Yeah.
I don't care what garbage. Listen. I don't care. Nothing could ever be worth that much because thinking it's worth that much because you can't assign a value to something. If there's not enough money in the world to buy something, then it can't be worth that much.
And
Because
Russia just did. Speaking of that, that's it for the episode. We don't have anything else productive to talk
Are we
about.
going to discuss our thoughts on Russia charging that much?
Oh, okay, fine. I think Russia charging that much is completely outrageous. We were just not gonna pay, and Russia can't do anything.
The Russian subsidiary closed a few years ago. So if you are unaware as to why this fine is happening, it's because Google removed a bunch of YouTube accounts for like Russian propaganda channels.
In my opinion, that was completely ethical. They should have done that. Censorship is a good thing.
Yeah, it's pretty
It's
good for
not-
business.
I mean, it's not really
I
It's
agree.
not
It's not really
censorship,
censorship.
because they're removing they're removing propaganda and why U.S. they had to because of sanctions, I believe, and also if a company censors somebody look at Twitter or the platform formerly known as Twitter. People complain about being canceled or censored when their account is removed, or they did before I get Elon Musk took over. But I don't know what he does on Twitter now, besides doing it impossible to Twitter. Whatever is happening here now, in the past it was people I've been canceled because you get a Twitter that's
Xavier,
it's a private
Xavier.
entity. They can do whatever they want.
we
What?
need to keep this under 1.5 hours.
What are we at right now?
1 minute, 1 hour, 16 seconds, 16 minutes.
16 seconds.
16 minutes. Anyway, as we have told our thoughts on every single topic,
There are no more topics in the
Okay.
entire world to discuss.
fine, let me check if there's any other tech news, and we are a tech news podcast.
you know, Yahoo Finance, check
Election,
that out.
voting machines.
Why are you using Yahoo anything in 2024, current year?
Yahoo Finance is #1 for financial advice and financial.
Yahoo is
The
not
Virgin-
number one for anything.
Yahoo
I refuse to
Finance is
believe-
number one.
I refuse to believe anything otherwise. Yahoo is not number one for anything except number one for the worst
The
search
Burgess
engine.
Guide to the 2024
No, I'm talking about Yahoo
presidential
Finance, not
election,
Yahoo
the
Search Engine.
Pragmatist
They're separate.
Guide.
They're
No,
separate.
anything that has Yahoo in the name is instantly terrible. I decided.
All right. It's time to close this out. Thank you for watching. Have a good day or not. You can choose. We will judge
And
you if you
again-
choose the
again,
other one.
If you don't,
think-
if you have a new piece
still
of
need to
advice
edit
and want
this,
to rant about how
so-
bad Mac is, Michael's phone
Yeah, you
number
should
is
edit it.